Excuse me, sir. Do you think you could do... Really? So look at her tits like that?
My bad, my bad.
Serious right
my
now?
bad, do it again, my bad.
Do it again.
Bad.
Excuse me, sir. You really think... So you're gonna look at her? You're really gonna look at her?
What do you want me to do?
You didn't say anything. So you're just gonna look at her like that? Like this? Up and down? Do it again.
I was just looking because someone was talking to me.
Do it again.
Okay.
Hey, excuse me, sir. You think you could grab me the cheese that's on top of the
Of course.
There? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You don't do that. Do it again. Do it again.
Bro, the cops are gonna get called. Okay.
Do it
Okay.
again.
My bad.
Excuse me, sir. I really like
No.
your So you're gonna say no and then look at her? You're supposed to say no and dart the other way. Are you serious right now?
Do it again. I got it.
Excuse me. I like it.
Is that good?
I would much prefer the idea of being with a man who doesn't have everything and working with him and building with him so that he gets everything and that he becomes everything he wants to be, with me by his side and with me supporting and helping him. That idea is so much more attractive to me, and that idea is so much more appealing to me than me just going after a guy who already has everything, because why on earth should I feel like I deserve that? What would make me deserve that more than any other person? And that's a mindset that I think a lot of women are missing nowadays. Women, it's not about you, okay? It's about your relationship. And your relationship is about you and your partner. And that should be standard. Good woman.
And I'm not gonna hold your hand when I say this because it looks sticky. Situationships aren't real. That person just doesn't want you. Because if they wanted you, you guys would be together. But you're not. Sticking around anyway isn't gonna make them magically want you. It just makes you look desperate, and it's a little pathetic. Have a great day.
There was a woman in the comments said, I knew a girl who was in a two-year situationship. The guy got a girlfriend right after that. 2 years. These modern women are wasting their time.
If you are a successful man, you run a successful business, you run a successful company, you got a high-paying job, you got some money put up or whatever it may be, there's no reason why you should be chasing your wife because she wants to divorce you. There's no reason why you should be chasing a woman because she wants to break up with you. Snap the out of it and realize that you are valuable. You literally have the ability to create a life that you want. Whatever you think, you kind of have the ability to go out there and do whatever the fuck you want to do. So if a woman no longer wants to be with you, if a woman no longer sees your value, if a woman decides that she don't want to be with you no more, she don't love you, whatever the fuck she say, let that go and realize you the value. Stop chasing after them who don't want to be with you no more, because all you going to do is make yourself feel like shit. You're going to be depressed. It's going to up your money. It's going to up your manhood. It's going to up the way that you see yourself. So stop chasing after them who keep showing you that she don't want to be with you no more. If they don't want to be there no more, then you got the ability to go out there and get you a new crib, get you a new wardrobe, work on your fitness, your fashion, your finances, your mindset, and your appearance. You got the ability to become better. And once you realize that the mass majority of them out there is poor and they broke, and you done figured out the way to become something that makes you a valuable, not because you got money, but because you become the man who has the ability to create the money, create the success, create the value. Once you understand this, brother, then you can move forward. Then you can start building yourself up. Then you can let go of that woman. Then you can finally become the man you need to become. And if you're going through this right now and you need some help, send me a DM. I coach guys like you all the time. We can get on a free 10 to 15 minute consultation, and I can see if you can be helped, and we can see if I can help you. Send me a DM.
I asked my cousin, why does he leave his red receipts on? He said, I want everyone to know the exact time that I stopped giving him and didn't respond back.
What is something you regret not saying to someone?
Sorry, I cheated on you? I did, and it didn't feel good, and I wouldn't do it again. I really hurt his feelings, and it was super selfish.
If you can go back in time, what would you have said?
I just wouldn't have done it, because I didn't end up with that person. I wouldn't have stayed with the other person either. I just would have done it the right way. I call that other person my getaway car. I could have just gotten away by like my 2 feet.
Why do you think you did it?
I didn't have the courage and the fortitude that I have now, and I didn't know myself that well, and I was scared. I thought there was something better out there, and I wasn't ready to leap until I had the other thing, the getaway car.
What is the biggest lesson you've learned?
You have to do the work in therapy. You have to understand what, things are your triggers and what upsets you so that you can then not hurt other people.
From your experience, if you could give an advice, what would it be?
Your journey is important. And so I can't really tell you what to do, but do the work because it helps. And then you hurt less people because hurt people hurt people.
Can I have your name and where you're from?
Whitney, New York.
Well, I mean, at least she's honest, and she did actually apologize. Most modern women would have made an excuse for why they did what they did. But, I can, give you credit when you say, hey, I shouldn't have done that. If I was wanting to leave, then I should have left and shouldn't have caused that pain. What would you do differently? Instead of going back and saying, well, I just wouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have done it like that. My bad. That's the type of stuff that men are looking to hear. Some form of accountability, even if it's not perfect.
We listen, but don't judge. I'm often in the habit of going to Target by myself with your credit card. It makes it look like you're spending too much.
We listen, but don't judge.
Is there anything else you want to say?
2 years ago, when I said your dad's car was in a hit and run, I accidentally hit your dad's car. There was no damage to my car, but it really jacked up your dad's car.
Are you being serious right now?
We listen and don't judge. You know how I said that Roman ran away? I was on a walk with him, and I didn't have his leash. And some guys were playing basketball, and I had to play that basketball. I turned around, and he was gone. I didn't know he was going to be
lost my dog?
Gone forever.
So you lost my dog?
We listen, we listen, right?
And we don't judge!
He said it was a joke. He's joking.
Hello?
Hello.
You remember when you wanted me, I didn't wanted you because I wanted someone else who wanted me.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Now they don't wanted me anymore. Do you still wanted me? Because I'm available now.
No, they took to me.
Women, have you had this experience? You're looking at your man and you're telling him a story and he is looking at you and you're like, why are you not listening to me? I said this to boyfriend very early in our dating. I was telling him a story. I've been talking for like 5 minutes and he had not asked a question. He hadn't said, yeah, I felt that too. I've had that experience happen to me too. And I looked this man dead in his eyes and I said, why are you not listening to me? And he was like, what do you mean? You have my full undivided attention and I am listening. What does listening mean to you? And I was like, that's a great question. I think it means you have to talk to me. And he was like, that's not what listening is. And I was like, I know, but it is for me. Because women, when we share our experiences and our feelings, it's a collaborative effort. It is a barn raising. You and me together, I'm saying I felt ignored, and you're saying I've been in that situation too, and you're saying I would have also felt ignored, and boom, we've built a corner of the barn together. That's how women do it. Whereas men, they build the whole freaking barn themselves, and then they bring you in for the inspection, and they'll change what needs to be changed at the inspection. But if you come in while they're still building, they're like, I'm building. Let me do this. And that's when I learned that to women, active listening means being involved and being collaborative. And for men, active listening means you keep your mouth shut and you hear him out. And when he's done talking, I promise you he will tell you. Because what I've learned with boyfriend is he'll talk for a while and then he'll say, I don't know. Which means he does know, and he's going to talk for another 3 minutes. And then once he gets that out, he'll say, okay. And I'm like, okay, what does okay mean? He's like, okay, it's your turn to talk. Like, what do you think? What do you think about all that? And I'm like, I need to be taking notes. Like, if I'm going to keep my mouth shut, there's going to be notes, there's going to be questions, there are going to be times we got to circle back. But I would so much rather have the questions and circle back than make him feel disrespected and quote unquote cut him off mid telling me something, because that's not the intent. My intent is to hear and to be a part of. It's just he wants my input later, then I, as a woman, want my input earlier. And we've learned how to communicate with each other. And the barns are raised. And they're solid. But boy, did it take some work to get there. I love you.
But that's not listening, though. That's engaging. You want engagement. You want him to say something. But he is actually listening. Also, when you're talking about the barn analogy, I actually really like that analogy. The reason a lot of men don't like you coming in while they're building it is because, it got to change this, got to change, and it throws the project off track. Let me just get it built, because I know there's going to be a whole slew of changes. That's why I'm going to bring you in. Let me get this done. Let me go point A to point Z. I want to get it done and up and structured. So when you come in, you got something to talk about. You got something to change, right? And that's how men do it all the time in life. They'll come in and build a structure, and women will come in as what we call a lot of times support and say, okay, you need this over here, you need that over here. But the structure is provided. The issue comes in nowadays when men are building the structure, but women are saying, I don't like the structure, tear it all down and rebuild it to these specifications. And men are saying, absolutely not. But all in all, kudos to you for understanding this and observing this in your man. This is how to build a successful relationship of communication. I think there are some men out there, myself included, that will encourage and welcome interruption, but it's interruption in a certain way where you might say, well, okay, let me ask a question about this. And now you said this, this, and this. Oh, okay, let me clarify. So X, Y, and Z was going on. Does that make sense? Oh, yeah, continue. But if you're stopping him every 2 or 3 seconds, the man hasn't said anything yet. I know women probably like that. I know they love to explore. I mean, they do the same thing when they go to the store. A lot of women, not all women, but a lot of women do that when they go to the store. I'm over here, I'm over there, I'm this, I'm that. That's why it's a story. That's why they love a good story, right? And that's why they love to jump in and communicate, because the story is interactive. It's active. It's engaging. Okay, so what did he do right here? What happened right there? So what was she thinking? What was the look on her face? So I'm giving you the full entire picture and the little details. And the little details help women to live the experience with you. It's a heightened form of sharing, basically. But men don't need that. Men don't need the full story, because they already know a structure is going to look like this. I already know what's going to be inside the structure. I already know what it's supposed to have. And I already know I'm going to hire somebody to come in and do the interior design, if that makes any sense. So the woman in this situation is going to come in and do the interior design, the final checks. Hey, do you like it? Do you not like it? Okay, great. Now, during that time, you can have checkpoints to where you ask those clarifying questions, as I was talking about. When you kind of butt in, like, can I ask, okay, so I want to make sure I get this right. You were saying X, Y, and Z. How did that come about? Okay, so let me stop right here and tell you, da 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 da. And then he catches you up. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. Go ahead with what you're saying. And then he continues building that structure, right? So you can interrupt. It's just how you do it. Can't be every 2 seconds, in my opinion. Some men might like that. But it can't be every 2 seconds. But you got to give him a chance to go for just a little bit, but then continue to bring it all back in. Because at that point in time, you're building the structure with him. You're helping him to focus on where he's supposed to go, asking clarifying questions of that nature. But a lot of women don't ask clarifying questions. They're just kind of butting in, taking the conversation in the way that they want it to go. And the man doesn't get his point across, and so he feels frustrated by that.
Black women, hear me and hear me clearly. Please stop thinking that your career and what you do for a living is your identity, because it is not. You being a doctor, a business owner, a hairstylist, a school counselor, a therapist, whatever, the job does not make you. And unfortunately, we have been brainwashed and consumed with our accolades to think that all the stuff that we have, our degrees and all those things, make us who we are, because they don't. We have been convinced to think that people have these things and it determines their characteristics and their personalities, right? And you might develop friendships, relationships based on what you believe a person has and how that contributes to their personality. I'm a counselor. I'm a therapist, but those jobs don't make me the person I am today. They don't make me a better mom. You know what I'm saying? They don't make me a good wife. Because unfortunately, there are a lot of great doctors who are terrible wives or husbands. There are a lot of great therapists who are just not good people. You know what I'm saying? People could turn it on and turn it off very, very easily. And as Black women, we are leading with our accolades. We are believing that we are intimidating people because of what we have. And like I said before in my live last night, if y'all wasn't on it, real men of a certain just intellect and like knows what he wants, he does not care if you have 5 degrees. Your 5 degrees won't tell him that you can be good to him. And vice versa, right? Do not pick people based on what they have. Look at their characteristics, look at their patterns, their behaviors, what people say about them, not what they have. And again, as Black women, that is what we signify, we make it our identity. You are not the job. That's just what you do for a living. It is not who you are. It's not the end all be all. Because if you strip off, if they take those things away from you, if you have none of those things, no more degrees, you don't own a business anymore, you lost a job, who are you? Will you still be a good woman? Will you still be a good mother? Will you still be a good wife? Ask yourself those questions. Think about it, y'all. Please be mindful. Those things do not make you the woman that you are. You are you, regardless of those things. And you should be you. Just think about it, y'all. Just take a second. Black women, hear me and hear me clearly. Take a second to think about what I'm saying and remember that you are more than the job.
Man, I ain't never in my life seen so many females that get mad at the women that take care of their man. I ain't never in my life like, what y'all so mad for? What's the problem? What's the problem? What's the problem with catering to your man or your husband? What's the problem with cooking for him and keeping the house clean and giving him massages and being his peace? You know what I'm saying? Uplifting him. What is the problem? Like, calm down, baby. Are you not doing those things for your man? It's bothering you so much that you all want to attack the women that are doing what they want to do for their man? Like, don't be mad at the women that want to take care of their man. You feel me? If you don't want to do that, baby, just stay single, okay? Or get with a man that don't want to be taken care of, pampered or whatever. You feel me? That wants to be there for your every need and does not care about himself. But baby, do not get mad at the women that really love their man. All right, we love our men. Can I get an amen? From the women that love their man and wants to cater to their man and caters to their man and wants to make sure their man is happy. You know what I'm saying? Y'all women that don't have no man or can't get one or don't do those things, humble yourself.
These women be upset at the wrong thing. It's holding them accountable and it's making them feel guilty because it's not what society has preached. It's not what society has taught these women. They're taught, well, it's supposed to be all about me. And when a man says, wait a minute, I've done enough taking care of you, I'm going to need to see something out of you. I'm going to need to see some energy reciprocated back to me that lets you know that you're actually interested. Because I've been doing this for a long time and I'm not 100% sure that you actually like me. So give me something back. And you get kicked up, you get mad. Oh, do you want to be a princess now? Are you the prize now? Well, we're supposed to respect each other in a relationship, both of us. I'm supposed to get something, you're supposed to get something. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't. I never heard of that. My dad never told me to do that because you were his child. He didn't expect anything of you because you were his child. And even dads expect things of their children. As long as you act like this, as long as you do this, as long as you go here, then you're going to get, I'm going to love you, but you're going to get the best out of me. That's what parents mostly say. If you don't do it, then there's going to be some consequences and repercussions. You're going to have to be corrected. You modern women go into relationships thinking that you can do anything that you want and still gain the man's love. And the man says, listen, I love you, I care about you, but you're not going to get the best out of me if you're not treating me right. I don't know why that doesn't make any sense. But to modern women, because they've been brainwashed, it does. Stay safe.